Now let's go to the second topic. The second topic we have here, what's that now? Let me see, because I can forget since. I can't forget since. The second one should be, what's that second one? Let's quickly, just I got no time now. Hey, it's about our country. You see, African countries, one thing I've noticed is that we are power drunk. Honestly, anything about power is like something else to us. I am sure most of us will have seen this video, and I just want us to talk about it, gossip about it. How a Cameroonian, is she a Cameroonian? Yes, a Sierra Leonean, Sierra Leonean babe saw the Prime Minister in Netherlands. Look at this is the Prime Minister in Netherlands.
Dat ik heb de Prime Minister.
Ja. En ik dat ik u gezien heb. Ja, toch leuk?
Ja.
Hoe oud zijn ze?
Mijn dochter is 13 en mijn zoon is 10.
Oh, wat leuk.
Ja.
Look at it.
Ja.
Als ze wordt opgenomen, zeg ik tot ziens.
Tutsis. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to be the Prime Minister of Netherlands today whilst I was going to work. I'm so happy. Good morning, everybody.
On my way to the shop to take care of my glasses. Ja. She is on her way to her job. And then I'm to my job. Ja.
You can't believe this. It's hard to see. Walking to work in the morning with the Prime Minister.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
That's the Prime Minister of the country.
Oh my God. I'm so happy. I think I'm going to have a nice day today. Okay, bye. Bye.
Yeah. What does this teach us? This is a Prime Minister. It's like our own president in Nigeria. Now we have a new president in the name of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's our president in Nigeria now. You can imagine, can you ever imagine you walking side by side by Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria? Is it possible? I just want to know. Maybe I'm getting something. Do you understand? Maybe I'm getting something wrong. And most African countries are like this. Why putting siren? Why putting hundred thousands of, security around you? This is a Prime Minister of a country. We have seen the other, what was that guy's name? That one that used to do like what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. You will see him with his bike. Ordinary local government chairman, thank you. Tell me that can pin me. Ordinary local government chairman. Once they get there, the next thing, their lifestyle change. No more sitting with commoners. No more sitting with people that brought them to power. Do you understand? Look at this young lady, just going out on a normal day out, and she just cited the Prime Minister of our country. Yes, Temitayo, Boris, he will always ride his bike. She just cited the Prime Minister of our country, taking a walk without no one security around him. You heard he said he's just walking to a shop to have his glasses done or something. That is the kind of leadership we are trying to pray for in Nigeria now. I know we'll talk about insecurity. Of course, we know there is insecurity in Nigeria. But if we can put things right, if our leaders will see this kind of video and use it as an example for themselves, as something they can work on, it might still take us another 100 years, but I'm sure we can get there. I want to use one example. The last time that, the NSAS thing, that they invaded my own king's palace in Lagos Island, Oba Akiolu's palace, and they took the staff of office, took some money and all that. You could see people stood there, indigenes, Lagos Island indigenes, sat looking at these hoodlums. Do you understand? They were just looking. They didn't do anything. That very day or the following day, Temitoyo said, I used to talk with Harriet Hammond, the MP of Southwark. Very lovely woman. Can you imagine? When I finish this, I'll tell you another thing about the MPs. Now, the same hoodlums now went to Ijora, that they went to Oba Ojora's palace in Ijora. And people stood up for him. All the young people, all the young lads in that community stood up to say, no, you will not invade this place. Eshilewo. Wọ́n ṣí wọn bí barani. In fact, it wasn't funny for them. And their king, remember our own king from Isaleko, ẹ̀yìn ló gbé bàbá gbà. They carry bàbá gba ẹ̀yìn. Pé, bàbá, wọ́n gbọ́ búburú lẹ́nu abọ́ rẹ̀. Ẹjọ́, ẹgbẹ̀bẹ́. Bàbá gbẹ̀bẹ́ ni ọjọ́ tá à ń sọ yìí. But for Ojora, his own people took him out. He walked on the streets on that day. People were chanting, praising him. Why? Because he has been good to his people. That is why he could walk freely without fear of being attacked by hoodlums. That is where I'm going now. These leaders in diaspora that we see walking without fear is because of the things they have put in place. They are sure they are doing their own best for their citizens. That is why they are sure that, why will I start using siren to just walk from my street to the next street? Why? Why do I have to have millions of guards around me? Why? They have put security in place. They have put social amenities in place. All the necessary things, basic amenities are in place. So if our government too will look into this sincerely, we'll have a better governance. Yes. Once they assume office, you can't see them again. That's why I was telling all these people shouting they are working for Ashiwaju, they are working for, you will not see them. Because their position, what's the high duty in law? I want to learn number. No leader, no African leader will walk freely with you like that. No. See the joy in that citizen's heart. Just walking with your prime minister, talking with your prime minister. Is it not a thing of joy? This is just a commoner. This is just a black person, for Christ's sake. And he didn't look down on her and say, who are you? He spoke with her. They chatted as friends. Just the way he would chat with anybody on the streets. That is the country I'm praying we have one day. I hope we'll work towards that. African leaders, please, now that we have a good, a new government in our country, we're using this medium to say, SARS and MARS are the helm of affair. Please help us to change it for better. The subsidy money that you have, the subsidy money that has been cut off, that has been removed, thank you. It's a good thing in the right direction. But we hope you use it for the betterment of Nigerians. Because that money is useful for our roads, is useful to give us good medical facilities, you know, that can meet up with the UK one. Yes, trillions of millions that have been stolen from these people in the name of subsidy can be used so much for good things in Nigeria. Our educational system, they can pump money into it instead of giving it to some people, some few Nigerians, and some outsiders that are benefiting from this subsidy money. So when you have removed this, channel it to, God bless you, channel it to healthcare, schools, and other sectors. It's not giving people for 5,000 every month. That's not what we are asking for. When you put all these things in place, when we have lights 24/7, people will not be, okay, look at this now. You have said you have removed subsidy, money and all that. But people are buying this petrol very high now. There is no lights. They will still have to, good evening, Arike Crown. They will still use the little money they have to buy expensive petrol because there is no light. But if you make light stable, if there is stable electricity, they won't suffer again with that. Do you get me? If food are affordable, they won't suffer again. If the roads are good, the schools, if the public schools are good, their children will go to those schools. They won't have to struggle to go and pay for expensive schools. Miriam, let me hear you. You said ordinary local government chairman going about with 20 convoys, escorts, blowing siren, disturbing the ears of citizens. Ah, my dear. Nadamu. Even if they don't slap you for that road, say when they see you. My dear. Talking about MP, somebody was saying, our MP speaks to her and all that. I told you I work with local authority, and if we do not do what is right for the citizens, you have the right to go to your local government, to your MP within your area, and ask them to contact your local authority. If you have problem with housing, you have problem, whatever thing you're waiting on social worker, you're doing anything, contact your MP. They dare not listen. You go see us, that's so we go do kata when we don't hear say MP don't get involved. And that is the duty. What do we have back home? You can't even have access to your councillor, ordinary councillor. You can't have access to them. Not to talk of chairman, not to talk of governor. Governor long. Holding this one, you want to have access to, on top of waiting. But here, somebody will go to it here now. I do talk to my MP. And that is it. Because you elected them there. You elected them for a purpose. And the purpose is to meet your needs. So if they're not meeting those needs, it's your duty to call them to order. You're serving me, but I can't feel you. So that's just the thing. But for us, we see them as mini gods, It's good we respect our elders, we respect our leaders in the society. Who are the leaders? That's the government. But then they're answerable to us, citizens. They're answerable to us. So please always ask questions. Always send messages to them if needs be. And for you, Nigerian government, please, we are begging you. We want to see one day that our President Tinubu, our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will be able to walk freely on the street of Lagos. Will be able to walk freely on the street of Abuja without any fear, because he has done the right thing for the citizens. Are you getting me? We want to see that day, because whatever you do, people are watching. We want to see that day. We'll see you walking freely. Yes, my head is up, my shoulders are up, because I've brought you back full electricity. You'll not suffer again. Your schools, your children, don't send your children to private school unless you are super rich, because the local schools, everything will be there for your children. We want to see that state where ambulance will be, when there's anything in a minute, ambulance is there. We want to see a walking hospital, real walking hospital, not just a mortuary called hospital. No. By that time, you will see our God, President, not Mohammed, stop it. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will get used to it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we want to see him walking freely on the street of Lagos. Not only him, okay, we want to see governor, my own governor of my state, walking freely. Yes, shaking hands with people because he has made Lagos what we want Lagos to be. That is there and then. I can say, yeah, that's my governor. For now, they have a long way to go. I know it's a difficult task for them, but this is his own second term, and I hope he makes good use of it. Honestly, I want to see, I even want to see someone who walk like this on the street of Lagos and be saying, hey boys, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀, Egbasgbos, kí la máa mú, kí la máa jẹ, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nígboro. I really want to see that state. That is when you have done the right thing. And then you have the cooperation of everyone around you. African leaders, please, look into this. This is a big film. Look at that girl. She's so happy. Look at, very happy. When will I be happy to see President Tinubu that I will be working with him on the streets of Lagos? Oh, I want to do this too one day. This is what we want.
My daughter is 13 and my son is 10. Yeah.
See, he's gisting with her.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to be the Prime Minister of Netherlands today whilst I was going to work. I'm so happy. Good morning, everybody.
On my way to the...
Don't worry, Sister Auntie Sigalun. Don't worry. Very soon you will see me walking on the street of Lagos with Tinubu. I will say, hey, look at Nigeria is good. It will be good, like Barolo. And that is that for that. Now, the third one. The last one is sweet too. I just get shaky. That one I will do it in Yoruba. You know that one is big Eke, and I will cut it because it's Eke. That one is not part of what I want everybody to hear, because that one is doing amiable. It's a serious amiable. It's a serious something. Yes. Another unfortunate thing, you know, from the US. I know some of you must have seen that story that went viral. It's still about racism, because this one is clearly, or the use of Gbasgbos in the US. You know what I mean by Gbasgbos? That thing. There's this report of a woman in the US. Look at a Nigerian. God forbid, may her soul rest in peace. Look at how beautiful she is. This is a Nigerian in the US. She lives with her family in the US. It's been reported she's been shot dead. Reason, she was shot dead by her neighbor. Who is her neighbor? An American, you know, white. And this is about the woman saying the children are disturbing her or something. It's so unfortunate. If our country is good, I'm sure most of us will not be here. And that's why I want even all our people that are not our colors to know that it's difficult for us coming abroad, because we've got all our families back home. But when we get here, what do we see? What do we experience? It's something that's disheartening for us Nigerians and other nationalities that have come into your countries to work, to be part of the economy, to be part of people that are growing your economy, whichever way, because with my own tax, with your own tax, we're building it up. So unfortunate. Let's read the story together. Nigerian mother of 4 shot dead by US neighbor over children's disagreement. A Nigerian mother of 4, Ajike, Ajike, may your soul rest in perfect peace. May the Lord Almighty wipe away the tears of your children. My shoe. Just 35 years old. A 35-year-old woman called AJ. Okay, Ajike Okin was shot dead by a white neighbor while she was trying to recover an iPad taken from a child in front of their home in a housing complex in Ocala, Florida, the United States. The 35-year-old, popularly called AJ, was killed in the presence of a 9-year-old child. God, may her soul rest in peace. It's only God, that can wipe the tears of the family, the relatives of these people. Maybe she's even a single mother, we don't know, but this is what we experience as minority in a country where we have come to work. It's so unfortunate. Yes, according to a Twitter post made by civil rights lawyer Ben Combs on Monday, Combs alleged that the Nigerian woman was shot by a 58-year-old woman neighbor who had complained several times about Owen's children playing outdoor, according to a Guardian UK. So obviously the neighbor has been complaining of the noise from the children. Look, to be sincere, some people do not like children's cry. Some people are just like that, no matter what your color is. I've seen one going to knock at, but that one is an older woman. You know this, sometimes when you're very old, like you bring out some behaviors that are funny. This woman, I saw it, it went viral. She went to her neighbor and said, yeah, your children are disturbing me. Why are they always crying? And these are white to white. Do you understand? This is a white woman to a white neighbor. So some of them are like that. But for this, it's been alleged as having an undertone. So, like they said, now, the US, so she has been complaining about the children's noise making, and so she got an opportunity for her that day to display a madness of shooting. The US attorney also disclosed that the police have yet to make any arrest because of the state's stand your ground rule, describing the murder as unjust killing. In his own reaction, the Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods disclosed at a Monday afternoon press conference that the shooting seems to be the culmination of a feud between the neighbors, that they've been having issues, definitely because of the issues. America has been more brutal since Trump reign. It is well. Woods added that deputies have been called to the address 6 to 8 times. They've been called to the address 6 to 8 times in 2.5 years. Wow. That's why it's very, very... I always advise people, once you are having problem in your neighborhood, honestly, especially if it is a council house, or because I've seen so many council houses here that people do complain about their neighbors. And if you complain so much, if it has to do with things like this, I'm sure the council will listen to you. Please don't keep quiet. As my own people, you understand, please don't keep quiet. Anybody, even if you're white or you're black, when you're having issues like this with your neighbor, if you're in a council flat or council housing, inform the council on time and ensure that you're always having reports of this incident to the police. I think it helps. Sometimes it does help. If there's anything like that, they can relocate you. So please, they will relocate you as soon as possible. Don't take it for granted. Some people's head are not all right. Don't take it for granted, please. He said he could confirm that Owen was attempting to retrieve an iPad when she was killed, but said the shooter had thrown a pair of skates toward Owen's children before the fatal confrontation. This woman had thrown skates on the children, and the poor woman that was shot was trying to get the iPad. I don't know. So they've been having problems. So unfortunate. Wood said, okay, but the shooter had thrown a pair of skates toward Owen's children before the fatal confrontation. Wood said, somebody threw something at my child. That's Wood said, somebody threw something at my child. I'll be pissed off. What parents wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be upset at that, regardless of whether they intentionally threw it or not at them? So this same shooter had done that before. So that's what the police is saying, or the attorney was saying, you know, that of course, if he was the one too, he would, he would be mad at that woman throwing something at my children. I wish our shooter would have called us instead of taking action into our own hands. Okay, so probably the lady's children threw something at the shooter's children. So that's why she got angry. And that's what this man is saying, that if they had called them, they would have intervened and taken action instead of us taking law into our hands. I wish our shooter would have called us instead of taking action into our hands. I wish Mrs. Owen had called us in the hope we could have never got to the point in which we are today. The Guardian UK said, Woods did not identify the shooter's name, age, or race, but added she was being cooperative. He urged patience from the community while the investigation continues, stating not all the children who witnessed the incident had been interviewed yet. We are not cold-hearted bastards. We are going to interview children the night they possibly witnessed their mother being killed. We are going to wait. That's people are talking here. They feel the police didn't do it well, the way they are handling the case, and that's why people are saying, they want to wait. It's so unfortunate that this woman lost her life. She's left children, the youngest being 9. Who will take care of that child if by adventure she's not even married, or she's just a single mother? A lot of people are going through this single motherhood, or I don't know if she's a single mother. I'm just assuming she's a single mother. Who takes care of the children? The children becomes government property. At the end of the day, they're going to be fostered, or so unfortunate. When you are having issues like this, please, 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 whatever color you have, if you have a neighbor, a nagging neighbor, don't take them for granted. Like they said, they've been calling severally, there's been reports from the police. And if within 2 months you have reported somebody for about how many times, then action must have been taken by the police. They should have been taken by the police. So if that didn't take place, those are the if that they are going to look at. Unfortunately, the woman is gone. The woman is gone. Please do not argue with people, especially you people. My people, I talk to you. On our way day America, tẹ́ ń bá wọn gbé ìlú ọba lọ́hùn nílùú America. Ẹ má bá wọn jà o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. Gbogbo wọn ló ní ìbọn lọ́wọ́. Ẹ má kàn wá fi ìbọn fọ́ yín lórí o. Ẹ ṣàánú àwọn ọmọ yín o. Ẹ ṣàánú bẹ́ ṣe kú o. Kò wọ́n yín náà kẹ́ lọ di ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ sílùú òyìnbó o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. Tẹ́ bá ti ní pé ṣé tẹ́ bá jẹ́ pé tí ò ṣe pé ilẹ̀ ra lé yín gan tó jẹ́ pé lé ìjọba ni. Ẹ lọ pa àwọn ìjọba tó fún yín lé pé àwọn tá à ń bá gbé yìí ayírí ni o. Kò fẹ́ rọ́mọdé o. Ṣe ló ń bá wa jà lójoojúmọ́ o. At least tẹ́ bá ti ń report àwọn náà rí nǹkan ṣe. I used to work with a lady in when I was a carer, and most of the time our neighbor was something else. This lady, my own colleague is Jamaican, and the other lady is I think black too. But man, company so she was just complaining and council we housed her to another place, we located her to another place. It does happen. There are some neighbors that you can never live with. Believe me, there are some neighbors that are so terrible that you wish you never came across them in your life. But this has happened. I wish all the family of Ajike, I wish them, I pray that the Lord will wipe away their tears and get the right justice that they need. Yes, justice for Age's children, justice for Age's family, because she's gone, but her soul will stay with the children. May her soul continue to rest in peace. We pray that the Lord Almighty will be a new Uju. And for us, that's why I say, if our country is good, we still go back to where we are coming from. Nigerian government, we are tired. We want to come back home. But how do we come back home when things are not being put in place? Help us. Help us. It's not our choice to just come and sit down. Some of these people that you see here are professionals that will have done Nigeria great things. But because of the fact that the country is not, supportive, they have moved out to this place to greener pasture. But unfortunately, some of them are meeting death instead of life. So unfortunate. I wish them all the best. I pray that the Lord Almighty give the family justice they deserve. Now, we're going to the last one. And that last